Hello, 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 hello. It's time for the first stream of the year. Let's go. I'm so sorry that it took me like double the time as usual to start the stream. I was on the starting soon screen for like a while. Hello, I'm Toson the Hyper. Welcome in. Um, I have nothing. You see an empty screen right now. We're just starting a new game jam. We're gonna try to make a game for the brainless mini game jam. Ooh, color scheme. My eyes are bleeding. Brainless, really cool guy. Game dev YouTuber, really cool. He's making a game jam. 1 week. The theme of the jam is simpler times. Simpler times. You know, as an old guy myself, I understand him. Sometimes you yearn for the past. So what we're gonna make, or the idea that I have, actually, I'm gonna write it down. We're gonna write down some ideas here. Theme, simpler times. Idea, coffee shop. That's the idea that I have. One thing that was simpler in the past was coffee. Why? Because now Starbucks exists, right? That's what I was thinking about. We have those oldest frappuccinos with extra caramel sauce and stuff, oat milk and stuff. Back in the day, we had coffee, and that was it. Either you liked it or not. Um, that's the idea that I have for the jam. Uh, when you only have simple recipes and ingredients. So, that what I'm thinking is having few ingredients. Um, Coffee, obviously, water, sugar, milk. That's it. That's it. No more. Like maybe ice to make like iced coffee. Maybe few recipes. Um, so you're gonna have espresso, which is just coffee, americano, which is with water, sweet coffee, which is sugar, and cappuccino, which is with milk, right? But like, here's what I want to do. I want to do a funny thing. So you're gonna have clients. We'll ask for one of the simple recipes, or they will ask for something crazy. Like you're gonna have someone that comes in, client asks for an supreme deluxe frappuccino with extra caramel. You give them coffee with sugar. That's the kind of idea that I have. Like, you're gonna have normal clients that come in and ask for a thing. Um, and then you're gonna have like crazy clients that think they're gonna think this is a Starbucks. They're gonna ask for something crazy, and you have to guess what they really want. Like if someone asks you for extra caramel in their coffee, what they really want is something sweet, right? So you give them coffee with sugar because it's what you have, right? That's the kind of idea that I have. Gameplay is gonna be overcooked. It's literally gonna be overcooked, uh, but simpler because I only have 1 week, so I cannot recreate the entirety of overcooked. I'm gonna make a Trello board at some point, but for now I'm gonna write uh all the things that I need here. Um, what do you call the places where you do things? Stations? That's more like um like a restaurant cooking thing. Coffee machine, uh, sugar, milk, um, kettle for the water, um, the chop. We need um, we need the counter. That's the name, right? Where people are gonna sit. Chairs, maybe. Um, what else do we need? Props. What else do we need? We need characters, of course. The barista and clients. At least two. We need at least two. The more the better, but I'm gonna start like making the structure for the game today. Maybe a little bit of prototyping. This is what I want to make. I'm just gonna lock in immediately and not think of any other ideas. Uh, this is like the second idea that I have for the theme. My first idea was doing something with phones. Like phones back in the day were useful for just calling. Now they have apps and stuff, which is a bad thing because I keep staring at my phone and doom scrolling. So I wanted to do something with that, but then I thought about the coffee shop. I thought about food. Honestly, food was simpler back in the day. We didn't have fancy food, this accessible. Whatever. Let's start cooking something. Um, a game scene. What I'm thinking we're gonna need. Um, we're gonna need the stations. Um, we're gonna need a player, obviously. We need a script for this. I want to create a station. Create new script station. My idea with the station is kind of like overcooked. You know, you grab one thing and you move it to some other place to continue the process of cooking. Here's gonna be way simpler. You always have to start with the coffee, right? So you go to a coffee machine, you grab a coffee, and then you optionally go to one of the other stations to add like an extra ingredient, like sugar, like milk, like water, right? And you can do only one extra ingredient. You cannot do anything more complicated than that. Um, you have the stations. I'm yeah. Let's just make one scene for the shop. This is gonna be like the scenario, I guess. Hmm. What else do we need? Client. Create new folder clients. This doesn't need a script because it's gonna be just the scenario. Right? We need a script for the client. Right? I think that's all I need for now to just start. So let's do something. I'm gonna try to make the shop first. Where's my camera? Let's make our player. The player is gonna be a pill for now. A capsule. Right? Our shop is gonna have floor. Um, way bigger. Um, mm, oh, I need orthogonal for this. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. Uh, Yeah, let's leave it there for now. Yeah, I think orthogonal camera is gonna work better here. Um, where is box? Counter. So the counter is gonna be like here. Right? That looks horrible. Um, where's the light coming from? Um, let's add some materials. Just I want to see if you can see the top of the counter. Um, yeah, you kind of can. Hmm. Maybe perspective is not that bad of an idea. I don't know. I'll have to play with the camera later. I think so. Otherwise, it's gonna look too. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. Um. When you're gonna have stations, right? Um. Coffee maker. It's not coffee maker. What's the name of the coffee machine? Coffee maker. I'm gonna call them all stations. Coffee station. Um. We're gonna attach a script. Um. Um. Do we put it in the shop or do we put it in the game? I guess the shop makes more sense. Uh. Coffee station. Hmm. I don't know why I'm bothering so much. We're just a prototype. Uh, okay. We need coffee. We need cattle. Um, something smaller. Um, something like that. Right? You're gonna have like all your stations here in the back. Then I guess I will need something to fill the space on the sides. Huh. Or I can have some of the stations here on the side, perhaps. We need collisions. That's what I was thinking. Uh, collision shape. Actually, starting body. That's what I was thinking of. And we're gonna put the floor inside. And now we add the collision shape. Box. This was 20 size, right? 20, 20. And we move it a little bit down. We need the walls so the player doesn't move out of the area of the game. The counter probably should have a collision too. Uh, where is the? Here it is. And we move this one instead. Um, um, that is fine. I have to move this up actually. This was 15, right? Yep. Uh, um, The walls. Can I just add the collision just like that? No, I have to add the static bodies, right? Uh, no, static body. Oh, this goes here. Was getting a warning for no reason. Uh, um, we're gonna move this guy here. We're gonna make it 15 maybe too. And we're gonna rotate it. Now we just duplicate it. One more. Uh, probably should make them taller too. These all have the same box shape, right? So if I modify this one, it's gonna modify all of them. Yep. Something like that. Yo, loser. No audio. Good luck with the game jam. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. And we're just starting. So W godot. True. Godot speak. I don't care what anyone says. No audio? Is that a you issue or a me issue? If you can hear me, loser, what do you think of my game idea? Do you think it's gonna be fun or not? It's making a coffee shop. It's kind of like overcooked, but I'm at college right now, so gotta go but have fun. Dolly loser. Actual goat. My goat. Um, let's make the player move. It's something we need to start thinking of. Class name player. How do I make this guy move? Is a good question. It's not input, it's process. Uh, um, speed. Um, get access. Uh, I don't remember how to do this. Get access. Gonna be X, Y, so it's gonna be first the left and right. And then it's gonna be up and down, right? Wait, the further to the back is negative, and closer to the counter is positive. I always forget the directions on godot. The more up is negative, and how do I move this guy? I forgot. I forgot how to do movement. I always forget. There's like a million ways of doing it. Uh, Direction equals direction normalized. Player dot position. I'm gonna make this a vector 3 actually. Put a 0 here. Plus equals direction times speed times delta. No, just position. Like that. I think that should work, but I'm not sure. I might have to Google a movement tutorial. Look at that, my menu. It's beautiful. Okay, it moves. It's very dark in here. Um, we need an environment to scene. That should fix that problem. And we need to increase the speed. 10. Damn it. Now it's too fast. And it doesn't collide. We need to change this to character body. Collision. I have it already here. Capsule shape. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I didn't change the speed. Three was too slow. 10 is too fast. Let's try with 6.5. Uh, Still no collision. Uh, oh, because I'm moving it through code, right? I'm just changing the position. So obviously, it's gonna ignore the bounds. Uh, Maybe I need physics process. Move towards. Move and collide. Um, Move toward. No, I think I need move and slide. So what I need to change is the velocity. So velocity is gonna be equals to direction times speed, right? Okay. Colliding now, that's good. Nice. What do we do now? Um, should I start working immediately on the code of the game, or should I start looking into visuals? I should probably leave visuals for later, even though I don't want to. um, okay, stations. Let's think about the stations. Stations also need a collision shape. So we're gonna change the type to static body. Box shape. There's also 1.5, right? But on top of that, what I want to do um is add an area 3D near it. Collision shape. I guess a box. We're gonna put it in front of it, right? So what I want this to do, maybe 1.1. Why an area 3D? Because this is gonna detect what an area 3D does is detect collisions, but it doesn't actually stop the player from moving, right? So it's gonna detect when the player is in front of here. So that way I can interact with it, right? That's the idea. How I'm gonna do that exactly, I'm not sure. Um. Same thing here. We want to change this to change type, static body. Um. I'm just gonna copy this. Right. Plus name station. We're gonna export the active area, and then on ready, what I want to do is active area on body enter, body enter, connect. Should I do this in the player? Nah, I'm gonna do it here. Who cares? uh, on player enter, and we need to do the same thing for body exit, right? So it's gonna detect when the player enters the area of the station and when it leaves. Player exit. Um, uh, Something like this. Um, oh, I need a body here, right? Node area 3D body, yeah. Uh, I think I can just directly ask if it's a player and then call a function, right? Mm, what do I want to do now? Okay, let's just make sure this works, I guess. So if body is player, uh, body as player, um, certain current station, um, no. Do I want to just pass the object or? Um, because I don't need the entire thing. Do I? Like I'm thinking what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna go to the coffee machine, right? And I'm gonna grab a coffee. So inside the game, I just need to know that this guy is now holding a coffee. Then I'm gonna go to the kettle, for example, to add more water to the coffee, right? And first, I need to know if I am already holding a coffee. Otherwise, do nothing. Or if I have a coffee, it's gonna transform the coffee into a different recipe, right? For example, if I add extra water, it's gonna turn it into an americano. Um, I think I just need an ID to identify that. Um, let's make it in global constants, I guess. And coffee non coffee um it's gonna be different to understand, I guess. Uh, nom station ID. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep them separate. The recipes from the stations itself. It's gonna make the code more understandable, I guess. So we're gonna go for coffee, water, sugar, milk. That's a and nom with an N. And then we're gonna have coffee recipes. So there's gonna be espresso, americano, sweet, and cappuccino. If I'm misspelling something, I'm sorry. So this is gonna have an ID, which is gonna be a global constant station ID, right? Oh, but if I do it with an enum, I cannot pass null. We can pass -1, I guess. Uh, player is gonna have a current station. Uh, something like that. We're gonna receive the station ID from the station. We just set the value. But I'm not sure it's gonna work with -1. That's the problem. Let's test the translation. Let's see what happens. Also, these are very close together. I forgot to set the exports. Of course I did. I always forget. Every single time I use exports, I forget. I just forget. Uh, this is gonna be water. There we go. If I go to this one, current station 0, current station -1. Okay, it doesn't complain if I use -1. That's interesting. If I go here, should be 1. If I move out, it's gonna be 0. I mean, -1. What happens if I move in the middle of the two? It went 0 and then 1. Okay. Then it set it to -1 twice because I exit the two areas. I don't think that's gonna be a problem. I think we just put the stations separate from each other, and that should there should be no problem. Um, um, var current recipe. Coffee recipes. Uh, uh, current recipe equals. I didn't add none, right? Yeah, it's gonna complain in the code. Current station. Should I add unknown here? I think I should. It's gonna make conditions. I mean checks easier later too. Um. Um. Okay. So now what I need is an input event. Input. So I need to interact with the stations now. Yo, Mira. Hello. Welcome in. What game are we working on now? Look at it. Here. That's the game. It's beautiful, I know. um, we have 1 week to make a game. I'm making a coffee shop game. Do you know Overcooked? It's kind of like Overcooked. What I have in mind. Put coffee. That's the idea. Um. Oh, I didn't. Let's just put a pass here. So the idea is just have this guy moving around. There's gonna be a counter here where people are gonna come in. You go to here, you pick a coffee. You're gonna have like more stuff you can add to the coffee, and then you bring it here. That's basically the game. Yo, Lily Smith, hello. What's good? Welcome in. We're just starting making a game for a game jam. We don't have much yet, so we're making basically overcooked but simpler. How are you? I'm doing great. Doing great. What about you? So what I want to do here, if event is action menu, okay. If we press a button, when good. Nice to hear. You wanna hear my joke? Sure, go for it. I never laugh at anything though. I have a broken sense of humor, but knock knock. Who is it? Who is it? Who is visiting my stream? Mm, follow? Follow who? I think I know where this joke is going. I think I know. Follow who? Who could possibly are gonna follow? There we go. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. You follow, let's go. New follower. First follower of the new year. Let's go. Thank you so much. I need to match the current station. Uh oh wait. It's more complex than that. It's a little bit more complex than that. Do you play D&D? I played once, and it was really fun. But then I never played again. I like D&D though. Fun fact: I have a roll D20 chat command. If you want to play D&D on my chat right now. Okay, what I'm thinking is, um, I have to. We're basically gonna use one button for the entire game, right? It's gonna be like an accept button, right? We're gonna grab the coffee. We're gonna add ingredients to it. We're gonna leave it in the we're gonna leave it in the counter. Um. So I'm gonna actually need like another type of area for the counter too. That's interesting. We're gonna do if current station is not null. Uh, hmm. If you want to play, then give me your Discord ID. We will play. Hmm. It's an interesting offer. Hmm. Exclamation mark Discord in chat. I'm gonna do it myself. Uh, there it is. It's the same name as my channel, so it should be easier to find. If you do send me a request on Discord, I will check it out later though after I finish streaming. But thank you for the offer. Thank you so much. Um, I think I'm gonna make a different function. Uh, Here, get recipe. Uh, Update recipe. Here, I basically have to do a combination of every current recipe, current station. Uh, if it's coffee, uh, how do I do this? What's the best way of doing this? Because I need to like basically every combination. If I am on the coffee machine, it's only gonna work if I have nothing. Uh, if I am the in any of the other, if any of the other ones, it's only gonna work if I have coffee. I think I can do something like this. If current recipe one constants none and current station. This is a long line. Station ID coffee. It's gonna be espresso actually. Uh, uh, If I have anything other than an espresso, then I shouldn't be able to interact with the machines, right? Now we do the match. Current station. Um. Uh, I hate this. I hate doing this. There has to be a better way to do this, but this is a game jam, so I don't care. If I had way more recipes, I will think of another way. But we only have three, so sugar and milk. Uh, Cappuccino. I think that does it. We're gonna do print just to check if this is working. Uh, uh, what do you get the name of the thing? I think there's a no. There's a way. I don't care. Okay, so we're gonna approach this. Nothing happens. We press F. Input map. Menu case F. Yeah. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing on the log. Okay. Something's not working. Why is nothing happening? What is going on? Um. Okay, it's registering the action. That's weird. Oh, it's because I updated the. Okay, I updated the we change it here. That's interesting. Okay. I pressed it didn't like 3 times. That's interesting. I guess one press is gonna. I should change it to his action. His action started. I think the name. Um, and now if I go here, it should change to. There we go. Change to 2. Okay, I need to put the machines further away from each other, the stations, but other than that, I think it works. I really want to work in the visuals though. I don't like looking at the cubes and the capsules. I want to do something pretty. I guess we having a little base of code to work with goes a long way. Um. Okay, we need something for the counter. We need another area. A number of areas. Um. So I think what we need is a scene. We're gonna call it client spot, maybe. What do you call a place in the counter of a bar where you sit? It's a chair, a client chair. I don't like that. I don't like that name. Uh, let's just call it client spot. We're gonna add an area 3. Which needs a collision, obviously. Uh, we're gonna put it a little bit to the back. This one could also manage the. I don't think you need the client script. This could manage the client, like the human that's gonna appear, it's gonna walk in into the coffee shop. I could manage that here, I guess. I am excited for this new game. Me too. We only have 1 week to do it though, so we're gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna see what I can do in 1 week. Um, I need to export. Uh, active area. We're gonna do something similar to the stations. Is actually, actually, we just copy paste everything. Um, set current client spot. Right, so we're gonna have a client spot here too. Uh, client spot. So basically, we're gonna have 3, 4 maybe client spots here. We're gonna register when the player approaches one of them. Right? We're gonna keep a reference to that so we can deliver the coffee. We need the function for that. That current client spot. Um, at the beginning is gonna be null. Um, so now when we press the OK button, we can ask if the current client spot is not null. And we can deliver the coffee, right? Um, something like that. Um, we should have a function for that here, like something like receive coffee. So the player is gonna say current client spot, receive coffee. On we passed the current recipe, right? Current recipe. Um, and then current recipe equals none, right? None. Um, huh? What's going on? Dude, that was weird. I don't know what was going on. Everything was red for whatever reason. We're gonna receive a recipe here. Coffee recipe, right? And here, the client will tell us if they like the coffee or not, I guess. Um, yo, Hardoldan. Hardoldan? That's how I read your name. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome in. Let's test this. Received a coffee. Um, um, let me add the another one here too. Right? And we need to add some client spots here. Client spot. Or we're gonna put them right in the bar. Is it me or I cannot see the collision box of this thing? It should be right there, but I cannot see it. Put another one here, and we put another one here. They should be there, but I don't see the collision shape. Oh, maybe I need to move them up. I don't know. I'm gonna move this a little bit. I need these guys to be separate, so their collisions don't interact with each other. Otherwise, bad things are gonna happen. Nah. I forgot the export. Every time. Every time I use an export, I forget to assign it. Every time. I swear. Okay, we go here. We grab a coffee. You should say current recipe 1. We go to here. It should say current recipe 2, I think. Yeah. Then we go to one of the client areas, which I'm gonna guess it's around here. We press the button and it should say received coffee. Received a coffee too. Okay. I think it kind of works. Um, um, I guess I should add some conditions to avoid to avoid things happening more than once per action. Because when you press a button, this thing is called multiple times. It registers the event multiple times. I think it has a function for this. It's like just pressed or started. Action started. It doesn't. God damn it. So we have to check it another way. The updated recipe is not that troublesome. Nothing will happen if I call this multiple times. This one is a little bit different. Uh, uh, I guess we just add this. And then does it. Very simple condition. Solves all of our problems. Uh, mm, oh my god, I'm listening to the song. This verse is so good. Shout out to Ty Wild. Me putting music that I like is a bad idea because I get distracted. Okay. What do we do now? I have no idea. Um, I think this works. I think the station code is just gonna work for the next stations. There's not much to do there. Um, we need to start thinking about visuals, I guess. There's not much more. Unless I start thinking um about score or something. I actually didn't think about that. I have all these things, but what is the point of the game? Objective. Um, if you give a client a coffee and they like it, you gain 1 point. If they don't like it, you get 0 points. That's it. I guess a timer. Like you have like 1 minute to serve as much coffee as possible. Uh, hmm. I guess we could do that, and then we start looking at visuals. Speaking of great songs, this song is a banger. Shout out to Rustage. Shout out to Maguire too. I love this song, and it's distracting me. Okay, we're gonna add a timer. I I need to do the clients too. Oh, there's so much to do. I'm starting to panic. Oh. Okay, let's start with the client. Let's start with the client. That's a good idea. Um, Client spot. We need create new scene. Client A. Um, every person in this game is gonna be just a capsule for now. You're gonna be pink. That's not pink, but plan B. Uh, Make unique. Uh, you're gonna be orange because why not? So I'm gonna if I get some free time at the end of the jam, I'm gonna make as much client models as possible to have a pool of different people that are gonna come into the shop. And we're gonna give all of those to the client spot, right? Um, and we're gonna put this here. Okay, client spot. Let's think. It's gonna go through different states. So, uh, client spot state. When you start the game, there's no one there, obviously. So we're gonna call it empty. Um, Entering. Someone's gonna enter. Um, Waiting. Drinking. Leaving. This is an enum. I think those are all the states I need. The client's gonna enter. No, the chair is gonna be empty. There's gonna be no one there. Someone's gonna enter. They're gonna wait for you to give them what they want. Um, when you give them something, they're gonna drink it. They're gonna tell you if they liked it or not, and then they're gonna leave. And then the cycle repeats. Um, Also, I need an active or an inactive, but I guess that comes later. Um, we need a current state. We always start on empty. Um, we need a timer probably. Timer. How do we do this? We start on empty. Maybe I need a set current state. Uh, Come on, man. Okay, if I start the empty, what I want is to run the timer a random amount of time and then transition to entering state, right? So we're gonna say timer dot start rand range, I don't know, 1 second to 3 seconds. Random amount of time. We're gonna wait. And then we're gonna set current state to entering. When we go into entering, we need to spawn a model randomly. And we also need to randomly generate an order. Right? Is what our client is gonna order, which is gonna be random. I don't. I want the orders to be a separate object, maybe a resource. But I guess we'll figure that out later. Um, Spawn client, set current state to waiting. Oh, I just thought of something too. The player can only deliver a coffee if the client spot is on the waiting state, right? That makes sense. So we need to ask here if the client spot is waiting. Okay. This is a bull. There we go. I need water. Oh god. It's been almost 2 hours and I have nothing. That's not the window I wanted to open. It's almost been 2 hours and I have this. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna finish the game in a week. I promise. Okay, so spawn client. Um, var client equals. This is gonna be a node 3D, I guess. Client models. Pick random. Best function error. Instantiate. As node 3D, I guess. We're gonna tween. No, I need to add it to the scene first. Client position t equals if I'm gonna be here, what the hell was that? Player. I'm gonna be like here. This is the client spot. And it's gonna spawn from here, maybe? So it's gonna be 5, I think, difference in position. Equals 5. Add child. Client create tween. I need to keep a reference to this guy because I'm gonna destroy it later. Client model. Um, Client. Um, Client model. Something like that. We're gonna tween. We need final values. Gonna be like 1 maybe. Duration 1.5, whatever. Set ease. Out. We're gonna wait. This is gonna just make the client model move into the scene. We'll wait until this is finished. And that's it. I think this is gonna wait for the spawn of the client, and then it's gonna go into waiting, right? I actually want to test it. Let's see how the game crashes. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Some people showed up. Hello. And now they're just standing there menacingly. Okay, so these guys just appear and just stand there menacingly. If I go into waiting state, do I have to do anything? I need the order. I think I'm gonna do this later, but waiting. Um, show order. So they're gonna have like a speech bubble, I guess. It's gonna say, "Oh, I want a coffee, please." After waiting is drinking, which is gonna be here. Um, at current state. Um, drinking. And I need to keep the received recipe. Like that. We set it here. Receive the recipe. So when we're drinking, we need to compare the received recipe with the recipe that we want. Requested recipe. Should probably wait for a timer too. Var liked. Right, we're gonna wait a little bit. We know if the client liked the coffee or not. If liked, we're gonna do something. Um, show response liked, I guess. I don't need this. When you just do his. Oh, there's so much to do. This is gonna receive a did like. a boolean. Um, Requested recipe. Also, I have to get it from somewhere. Um, this is also gonna be an await shows response, and then we're gonna go to leaving. Um, Leaving, right? If we're leaving, we're gonna await despawn client. That one should be easy. And we're gonna go back to the start. Go to empty. We basically do this same thing, but we're gonna go to position 5. Um, and then we say the client model QE free. Client model equals null. That's gonna make the little guy disappear. I think I can test this. I think. You won't see anything, but believe me, I'm pressing the buttons. Okay, so people arrive. I go to the coffee machine. I press the button. I should have a coffee. I go to this guy. I press the button. Deliver the coffee. And he just leaves. And a new guy arrives. Wait, this actually kind of works. They leave. And a new one comes in. What if I just press the button without going to the coffee machine? Nothing happens. If I go to the water and then I come here, nothing should happen. Okay, that's not too bad. Not too bad for a start. Um, we have something kind of working. I think I'm gonna leave the timer and the points for later. We should have a timer. You have like 1 minute or something to serve coffee. And you have a score, like how many happy clients you have. I'm gonna leave that for later. Um, I think we need to start looking into visuals. Um, I think what we need is some like pop-ups, like messages. Here's what I think. Okay. Um, We're gonna make a placeholder coffee cup. Gonna be in front of the player. I have to make the player rotate when it moves too. We're gonna make this smaller. This ball is gonna represent a cup of coffee that we're carrying, okay? Coffee cup. Um, wait, why? Oh, I added to the client spot. I'm dumb. This goes here. There we go. Uh, when we change the recipe, we're gonna say coffee cup visible equals current recipe. Um, different than this. And we need to make it visible false here when we deliver it. Um, we need some kind of label. Actually, I have no idea how to do that. Godot 3D. We might have to watch. We might need to watch a tutorial. 3D text. Custom node 3D that shows a speech bubble in a 3D scene. Is that a library? Label 3D. Is that really a thing? Label 3D. Text. Hello. I didn't know this existed. That's kind of crazy. Enabled. I wanted to always be looking at the camera. That's kind of nice. Okay. Okay, that's nice. That's good to know. I didn't know that thing existed. That makes things way easier. It's gonna be empty. So when we change the recipe, um, yeah, I'm gonna do a change on this function. I'm sorry, like I was thinking something. Um, what happens here is how this works. This function can be called multiple times. When I press the button once, it captures the event multiple times because it's like once per frame or something. I don't even know. So this can happen multiple times. It's not gonna change the end result, but I still want to change it so it happens only once. And the way to do that is we're gonna create a variable next recipe. Um, it's gonna be equal to current recipe. And we're gonna change next recipe instead of changing our current recipe immediately, we're gonna save it here. And then we're gonna compare if next recipe is not the same as the one we already have. And then we're gonna change it. This change is gonna happen there too. And we're gonna show recipe label. We're gonna show we're gonna make a function to show a message above the player. Label text equals made an um if current recipe equals uh I need this thing. No, it's not this one. I need all the recipes. And for each one, we're gonna show a different message. Made an espresso. Made a sweet coffee. Made a cappuccino. We need a timer. I'm gonna call it label timer because I'm surely gonna need more timers later. Add timer. 1.5 seconds, I guess. We can test that later. Um, we're gonna label timer, start, await, and then we're gonna erase the text. I need to do translations later too for this, so it's not gonna stay like this, but let's test. We're gonna approach here, made an espresso, and we have a little bowl in front of us now. If I go here, I should make an Americano. When I deliver it, the little bowl is gone. I like it. We need a bigger font, obviously, and I would love to make the appearance of the label change, like pop up. But I have no idea how to do that. I'll look it out later. I We need to make something similar for the client, right? Um, I don't want to go too much into detail into the requested recipe right now because I want to do something more complex later. So it's gonna be a wasted job. Um, just lose. Nah, nah, nah. Let's leave these guys alone for now. I guess I could add a label too, but let's add a label to the client spot. Label 3D. You should be like around here, I think. Um, so this label is gonna change on show order. Um, we're gonna hard code it for now. Uh, I want an espresso, please. Should I leave it there? Or should I make it disappear after a little bit? That's a good question. Let me see. They're gonna come in. They're gonna say, "I want an espresso, please." And the text is gonna stay there, so I know what they want. But it's gonna stay there forever. I kind of want to make it disappear after a little bit, just to make the game more difficult. You have to remember what everyone ordered. There's only 3 of them, so it shouldn't be that bad, right? And making the recipes is gonna be quick too, so yeah, let's make it disappear after a little bit. Um, so I'm gonna make label the text equals nothing there. Um, we need a timer. I want to make a different timer so it doesn't go over this one. Like ideally I should have like a timer, a different timer for everything. But that's too much work. Um, that was show order. Um, label timer, start, await. And then, ow, I hit the microphone. Ouch. Label text empty. So now they're gonna arrive. One espresso, please. And then it's gone. Now you have to remember. Okay, not too bad. And then show response is gonna be the same, right? Same thing. Everyone wants an espresso. They thanks, and then he leaves. Probably shows something too when they're drinking. Okay, I think that's good enough. I think it's time to start looking at the visuals. I still have some time to work on a little bit, so maybe we do some Blender stuff. I'm gonna take a break though. Very small break, very short break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna see what we can do with the visuals. Okay? Time for a break. Be right back. Just a couple of minutes. Bye bye. Hello. Hello. I'm back. Hello. Hello, hello. We're back. Look at this. This is 2.5 hours of progress. This is what I have. um Once again, we're making a game for the brainless game jam. I'm making a coffee shop game. We have a guy who's gonna serve coffee. Everyone wants an espresso, so we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna bring it. They're happy. They leave, and someone new comes in. That's all I have for now. I think it's time we start looking into visuals, though. Um, um, I need Kenny, my boy Kenny. If no one got me, I know my goat Kenny has my back. I was looking into this earlier, though, and I don't think there's anything I can use. There's a restaurant thing. There's the mini market one. Food. And I'm not making this game 2D. I've never made a 2D game, and I'm not gonna start now. I don't think there's anything here that we can use. The food kit does have a coffee cup. Maybe we can use that. There's milk. There's like a milk carton bottle. I don't know what this is are called. Carton box. Other than that, I don't think there's anything there. That's it. I think. What about my other goat, a Looseberg? I just noticed that even if I'm using private browsing, they still shows like my history there. That's not good. There could be something there. I might get cancelled from my browser history. Who knows? Restaurant. This is the one I wanted to see. This one has like the tables. The what are these called? They're barrels, obviously, but there's another name when they have like drinks. A keg, I think, or something like that. There's a table with food. Chairs. I don't know. I don't know. The restaurant one. The floor is nice. Um, Cutlery. There's a bunch of like jars. This could be useful. Chairs, kitchen stuff. This is like drawers are kind of nice. I like them. But other than that, I'm not sure. We could use this one too. All those little props probably useful. I think that's all. Who else? Quaternius. Um, Sushi restaurant. Maybe doing a coffee shop game was a little bit too specific. I might have to model everything myself. House interior. Food. I don't think there's gonna be anything else down here. Junk food. This wooden furniture could be nice. There's like floors. There's tools. Uh, the fridge. The fridge is nice. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the visuals of this game. I might have to model everything myself, which is gonna be a pain. Nothing here helps, I think. Mm. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Do I model everything myself? It's gonna be a pain. Well, the things I need are kind of specific. I actually wrote them down. I need the coffee machine. I need some sugar container. Um, Milk. Um, and a kettle for water. The counter for the clients. Maybe chairs. Um, and some props to fill the space. And I need the characters. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I think I may do a little bit more of coding for now, and I'm gonna figure out what I want to do. And we may do some Blender stuff next time. I think that's the play. Okay, what else can we code it now? I could start working on the order system that I wanted to make. I guess that's a good idea. Yeah, let's do that. It shouldn't be that bad. resources folder. We're gonna call it order. Order. We're gonna call this order. And it's gonna have an order text. And it's gonna have a requested recipe. Maybe something more, but we'll see. So now we just create a bunch of orders. Um, um, order espresso. One espresso, please. Can I make this beer? I think there's a way to make this beer. Um, um, godot variable metadata. I think this is not what I wanted to look, but no. Godot export variable. Exported properties. Export group. For the range. Colors. Bit flags. Enums. Come on, man. I know there's a way. Export string. Multiline. God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna Google that later too. There is a way to make this box veer, but I have no idea how to do it. So what I can do with this now is I can have multiple variations of the same order. Let's press these. Uh, I changed the first one, right? Yeah. Um, I don't know how many variations of the same sentence I can come with, but give me an espresso, please. So what I can do now, I guess, is have a orders. We can put these things here. And when we spawn a client, we pick randomly. We also going to say that my requested recipe is going to be orders. Actually, I need to keep the order because I need the text. Current order. We're gonna say current order equals orders, pick random, and requested recipe is gonna be current order requested recipe. I think that should do it. And label text here is gonna be current order text. So now everyone is gonna order an espresso differently, I think. Not too bad. I think I should definitely keep the text, though. I guess I'll think about that later. I'm tired. I'm so tired already. This is gonna be a long week. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna call it for today. For the stream at least. I'm gonna keep working a little bit more on this later. Um, we made some good progress. We had something somewhat playable. That's good, right? We have people coming in. They ask for stuff. We can make the stuff. We can deliver it. It's not too bad. Um, I guess now we just need to worry about making this look good. As always with me, that's the difficult part. I have no idea how to make beautiful games. But okay, I think we're gonna call it for today. That was some good progress. Um, this was the first stream of the year too, so that's nice. um, let's call it. Before I go, quickly plans. Next stream should be tomorrow. I may continue working on this, or maybe I'm gonna be playing Cuphead. I do Cuphead speedruns. That's my other thing that I usually stream. Um, I also started playing Monster Hunter again. Oh no. If I start playing Monster Hunter, I'm not gonna finish this project in time. So we might have to take a break from Monster Hunter from this week. But um maybe we'll play Cuphead tomorrow. Maybe not. We'll see. Then it streams for the rest of the week until Friday. Usually I stream Tuesdays to Fridays, so yeah. Okay, time to call it. I've been Toss on the Viper. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my mumblings. And hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, that's gonna be the stream. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.